Hi, everybody. So this is the audience questions answered video. And I want you to forgive me if my voice kind of goes in and out during this because I've been purging. So I've been having the flu-like symptoms, but it's not that. It's the purge for the crystalline body. So you may be going through that. So take good care of yourself right now. I've been talking about it a lot, but my voice is kind of scratchy and weird. So just be prepared for that. I wanted to mention a few things. I have done a protection video and healing with honey. So that's been getting asked for a lot, but that's in the healing with honey. I'm going to talk about a few ways to make sure old stuff is not hanging on anymore. And also that you don't open any portals in between the parallels, which are splitting. So there's all kinds of crazy, exciting stuff going on right now. It is a really big month, September, and it really has ramped up a lot. So just be aware of that. And take good care of yourself right now. So I'll answer as many questions as I can. We'll see how my voice does. It's pretty scratchy, but another thing that I want to talk about is I've started a new community with Brad, and this is going to be a once a month meeting, but we meet twice in one day so that if you're in a different spot in the world, you can still attend. Everything gets recorded. It's put into a library. It's called Mastering Ascension. So I'll put that below as well. What else do I want to say about it? Oh, also there is a chat group that you can be in, and all of that comes with the initial subscription. So I'll put that below. If you want to purchase the Be Your Own Nasara 3, which also, like, that's the culmination of a ton of different things, different healings. You can see the description, when you choose, but it's going to be on sale along with that subscription, probably for a week or two. I don't know how long we're going to do that, but anyway, let's get into the questions. I wanted to let you guys know about that stuff. That is new. There's new stuff in the library. We're really trying to make more inexpensive items too, that are more like get you started items. So obviously my soul guidance is one of those. So you can talk to your own higher self. But I think that's about it as far as the offerings go. Okay, so I'll probably be pausing a lot to take sips of tea, but let's get into this. So somebody is asking, and this is from Diddy. I know I'm pronouncing this wrong. But anyways, she or he is asking about, and I think this is a she, asking about spellcasting. So how do you get rid of that stuff? So if somebody's put a curse on your family, those you can get rid of in the Akash. And I teach you how to do that in Healing with Honey. But you can also just say, I don't accept them anymore. And ask for your higher self to go to the root and pull that root out and basically disintegrate everything that came from the root of that. So, I mean, that's a simple version of how I do it. So let's see what else we. Okay, so this is a really interesting one, and this kind of is going to help describe your pets. So this is from Peg, and Freddie is her dog, and he's not snuggly. But one night up at a cottage in the north, and I don't know where she lives, but the dog was very snuggly all night. And that's the only time it's ever happened. So there was a ghost in that cottage. So not only was he protecting you, he was also feeling more protected being with you. It wasn't a negative ghost, but it was an apparition and he could feel it. So he just doesn't have a snuggly personality. It doesn't come through that way. Comes through as almost like a boxer, like very independent male energy. And doesn't really know how to be snuggly. His soul doesn't know how to be snuggly at this point. So that's where he's at, Freddie. But he's awesome. Okay, so this one's interesting. So Tiffany, when she meditates, her face and her body start to jerk. So what's going on there? She's releasing a lot of energy from her vessel, so from her body that is not serving her. And all her body really needs is a calm, safe space. It doesn't feel bad at all to me, feels fine. So if your body wants to dance, if it wants to go for a walk, or if you want to meditate and your body will move, I mean, that's kind of an unusual thing, but it doesn't mean that it's unusual for everybody. It's just one that I haven't heard of before. But it feels like it's like little tiny, tight pieces of energy inside your body, and they're springing loose. So they're just like popping open when you're meditating because you're giving them the opportunity to do so. So that's really cool. And I highly recommend moving your body when it asks you to. Okay, so this is from Steve, and he has really unique dreams. His dreams actually are parallels. So he's seeing his parallels at night, and I think we're all going to get much better at that. And then when you remember a parallel, if it's not in your highest good, this parallel, or if it's something you want to start resolving, then you want to go into the Akashic records and break the contract with whatever's going on. But he was doing something, was doing carpentry, and he was learning. This feels like kind of an elevated parallel. He was a builder, but he was learning more intricate ways to build. And he was remembering that when he woke up. So this actually feels like a really good parallel. And also something he may see more and more of, like this parallel may become even with us at some point. So it's like an elevated parallel. That's really, really cool. So yeah, just most of our dreams at this point, they're actually showing us something that's pretty real. Okay, so this is a great question. So this is from Marcia, and she wants to know why, if we're going crystalline, is her body still having issues? Everything is emotional. So Marcia has the best food and a healthy lifestyle, but she still has some pain going on. Mainly for me, what I'm getting is it's past life stuff. And past life is parallel life. Same thing. So they're actually going on now. So those need to be resolved. Some of them have to do with battle. So you've had some battles, and most of these feel like they're in so you have two lines that you have to deal with. So for Marcia, it's the genetic line that this is coming from. So you want to ask your higher self or go into Healing with Honey, and go through the Akashic stuff that I have in there that's recorded. But basically you want to go all the way to the root of the problem, and you want to pull that root out and break the contract. So it will resolve it for your entire family line. This feels like 2 instances of some pretty heavy duty pain that happened in those lifetimes. So this isn't actually a parallel life. This is a true past life, but it's a past life of her family ancestors. So it wasn't actually her soul's past life. So it's really important that you figure out, and you can do this with a pendulum, is this my genetic line that I need to deal with, or is this my soul? Does this have to do with my soul in one of its lifetimes? And once you go through that, then the pain will start to change, or whatever it is that's going on. Maybe it's a pattern. I did it for my kidneys. I've done it for different issues going on with my own body. And honestly, like, most of my body issues are gone. The only thing that's taking its time is weight. Part of that is that I'm not active enough. So my body wants to be more active. And I know that that's something I need to work on. And then the other thing, it had to do with all these different contracts that I had with my family. So it's really important that we break free of those, and then also any trauma that you've had in this lifetime. And, you know, just go bit by bit until it's gone. That's my best advice. But we're all dealing with this stuff and letting go. So the more that we let go of, the easier it is to let in the new world that we're going into. We have to make room for it. Yeah. So hopefully that helps. Okay. So here's another one. I'm going to be careful how I word this, but it's from Marlene. And she wants to know about the fairy tale Hansel and Gretel. So if you don't know what that is, I would go look it up if you want to know. But basically it was disclosure, and a lot of the fairy tales, anything that is some kind of media, whether it's a fairy tale and it's very popular, or a movie, I don't know, like the news, that so much of it is disclosure at this point. Really look at everything with discernment, anything that comes out. I just watched a great movie, and there was a lot of disclosure in it, and it was a very lighthearted movie. It was called Jewels, and I highly recommend it because it actually gives you a happy feeling. And I think that's how disclosure is going to be, you know, more often from now on. It's going to get easier and sweeter, but it was pretty interesting. And I would pay attention to the 7 cats, because that's been coming through really strong, that's a big message if you watch the movie. Yeah. Okay, so this question is from Katra, and she's asking about this crystal called Aura Light 23, and it's from Ontario, Canada, and it's found in the Cave of Wonder. So this is pretty cool. So I'm going to actually show this to you. So just give me 1 second. This crystal is a beautiful color, and it reminds me of something. So it's a nice lavender color, and basically I would use it for trips to the Akash. I would use it to go into the Akashic records. And this is the color of the Akashic records now. It's this lavender color, and I'll show you another rock that I have that was given to me recently. So this rock is fluorite, and it has both of the colors of the new universe in it. So basically, this aqua color is the color of the new universe. That's the frequency and vibration of the new universe. But this purple, which is kind of more lavender, it's a little lighter in person. That is the color of the Akash. So you have the universe and its structure, which is that beautiful aqua color. And then you have the collective memory and the individual memory. That is the beautiful lavender color. So yeah, that's a very beautiful rock. So I would definitely use it for that. Okay, so this is from Joan. And I'm also going to share the screen. I probably will show this picture again. I have this picture as well. But who is walking on these steps here? So let's go ahead and share the screen. So this was not Tartarians. This was the Nephilim. So these were the big guys. I don't get it. That was Titans. Titans are even bigger. So a Titan could reach like 1,000 feet tall. Titans were huge. But the Nephilim were more like 100 feet tall. So these were stairs for them. And they're pretty impressive, aren't they? Pretty crazy. And the rock that I just showed you, that is fluorite. And it's a very inexpensive rock or crystal. And it really has some beautiful resonance to it. And that was a beautiful gift. So thank you, Katie, for that. Yeah, so this is from Barbara, and she's asking about vitamin D3. It is very important to add K2. And most, all the ones that I buy, the D3, it comes with vitamin K2 in the correct ratio. So that's what I look for. And I'm not a doctor, but a lot of us are low on vitamin D3. So, and I take myself about 15,000 units a day at this point. So for me, that's 3 little pills, little soft gels, but you got to look hard to not take so many pills. And I hate trying to remember to take them, but I'm trying to take 3 a day at this point. Okay, so I'm going to share this picture. It came in from Debbie, and it's not correct. So I want to show you guys because this is happening a lot. Now okay, here we go. So this is supposedly the last shot of a giant Irish Greyhound. Now, they were huge and they still are huge. And they were around when Tartaria was around. They are not this big though. So there's a lot of AI pictures that I've noticed on the internet, and they look like this. They're very crisp, very clear, but then they have this old kind of wash on them that makes them look antique. But this is not actually an old picture. So I just want to bring that up because I've been seeing these a lot, and I don't want you guys to be too attached to them. The question, she's got the question right. Like the Irish wolfhound or the Greyhound and the wolfhound and all of those were Tartarian pets. Totally. And a lot of the Tartarians were very big. But The dogs were not as big as this dog. So just so you know, I think it's important that we can kind of flush out the difference of what's real that we're seeing and what's not. Okay, so this question is from Michelle, and it's about her own healing abilities. So she has a sister that's been in the hospital and she hasn't been doing well. So she's been sending her healing energies, and her sister has been having dreams about angels. So the angels are gathering and they're helping. And whenever you have like these kind of things, you want to start sending healing. That's what we're going to be doing. So going crystalline is Christ aligned. And just like when Yeshua said, you can do the same things that I do, maybe even better, we need to remember that now, because we're coming into our gifts. And the crystalline body, even though we've had it for a really long time, it's truly like activating now. It's lighting up. So the gifts are going to just keep on coming in. Enjoy them. Okay, here's a great question. So this is from Joanne. At times I can see the crystals in my hands in the sunlight, some days more than others. Does our crystalline structure fluctuate? This is a great question. So the crystalline system has been coming in for a really long time, crystalline body. And I've been seeing it on my skin sometimes as well. But I feel like everything depends on us, like what mood we're in, what we're going to actually see. So if you've seen it once, then your skin is crystalline. But you may not see it that way every day. That's what comes in. And it depends, like this question's a little bit old. So we've already split, the parallels have split, and we're in the process of getting them to be more and more solid, so they're not breached by other parallels. And that's going to help. That's why the crystalline structure is like lighting up inside the body right now. And everybody's on a slightly different track, you know, as far as their body structure goes, because their body may be slightly different than somebody else's. Maybe they have more minerals available in their system, all of that stuff. So you're all doing amazing. And if you can get more minerals, that's probably the main thing that I suggest. But like I said, I'm not a doctor. Okay, so I'm going to do one more question, and then I'll probably do a second one of these, hopefully tomorrow, which will air early next week. So, because my voice is not going to hold up. So this is from Steve, and he's asking, is the central sun, planets, and stars, are they refracted by the edge of the firmament? So the waters of the firmament? Yes, definitely refracted. Is there a man-made sun still rotating around inside where the dome was? Yes. So you're very intuitive, Steve. And I had to tune in and ask that question. And I asked about the moon as well. So the moon is a plasma luminary, just like the sun, only not nearly as bright. And that also is still running around in here. Now, sometimes the ETs will do funnier things with the moon than with the sun. I feel like it's an older technology, so it's easier for them to manipulate. So I think when we flipped into this new like situation that we're in, I don't know how long ago that was, probably around a year ago. That's when we got the moon, all of a sudden the crescent is shaped like this. when before I would only be shaped like this or like this. And I feel like the ETs did that for Wake Up. Feel like they mess with the moon quite a lot, because I've actually seen 2 moons in the sky before, like on opposite ends, probably within like a 20-minute span. So those things are still up there, but the ice is gone. Yeah. How much longer will we see them? That's a collective like contract. And now that we're in a more separate space for our consciousness, I feel like we're going to choose to see the real stuff sooner rather than later. So let's cross our fingers that we're all up there in the astral plane saying, yeah, we can handle it. We can handle it sooner rather than later to start to really see what's truly there. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys have a brilliant day and just enjoy yourselves and enjoy this time. Like, it's becoming more and more peaceful and more beautiful every day. And I just appreciate you guys so much. So I will see you soon. Okay. Bye.